Hello and welcome, radiant souls of the light. It's such a pleasure to be here with you on Thursday, June 6, 2024, coming to you live from my beautiful meditation space here in Adelaide, Australia. And this evening, we'll be speaking about the power day of 6/6, how it falls on the new moon, so auspicious. We'll also talk about Venus moving into the underworld for a few weeks, and I'll be answering your questions. The top 3 most upvoted that came from you when I put the call out on my Facebook page yesterday. So stay with me for the next 15 minutes or so. There is guaranteed to be something for everyone to uplift you, enlighten you, and pull you forth into your higher consciousness. That's what life's all about. Share this live while we are live, or as you so beautifully do in the replay. Thank you for sharing this work and the message of personal empowerment all around the globe. It really does make a difference to how our life flows. So let's begin. Let's go straight into reading to you from an excerpt from today's tip-off, a global energy forecast, because it beautifully encapsulates the energy of 6/6 and the new moon. So this is for Thursday, June 6th. If you are a tip-off member, the all-new forecasts went online about an hour ago. So dive into the next 7 days. It's all about the star temples this week coming up. You're going to love it. But Thursday, June 6th, the power day of 6/6 and the new moon, it's a special energy period as the power day of 6/6 arrives under the auspices of the dark new moon. This symbiotic pairing is offering you waves of harmonic healing. I trust you can feel them. You're now halfway through the 2024 manifestation cycle that began on 1/1 with your New Year's intentions. This cycle will complete on 12/12, December 12. So 1/1, 2/2, 3/3, 4/4, these double-digit days are an accelerating energy where what we intend for on the first day of the year multiplies, and we see it manifest into its fullest product. So we're halfway through that manifestation cycle of the year right now on 6/6. So that can bring up all sorts of feelings. You may be feeling a little bit more internal, particularly given it's a new moon. You may be reassessing your past, where you've been, taking notes, and you may be waiting to propel ahead into the next 6 to 7 months of the year. I'll cover that shortly in one of the questions that was asked. But 6/6 is a day to pull in and reassess and prepare for the new. Given this, you'll likely see an acceleration of your 2024 desires with a particular focus placed upon creating harmony and compassion within close relationships. It's a power day for establishing balance and healing within all relationships, especially close family, romantic relationships, and friendships. Do your best to create and foster healing conversations. Are you doing that today? It's a perfect day for it. An opportunity is at hand to clear the air and to heal your past as you make considered and mature moves today. You can do this. You're so capable. And on it goes for Thursday, June 6th. As you can see, there's a lot in today's tip-off, and it's so apt for what's happening. So this energy of 6/6, it is very much about harmonious relationships, and we can all do with that in our lives. And that requires action on your part, whether it's a physical conversation or an energetic conversation, whatever it is, offer your light today. Talk from your heart. Speak into the heart of others rather than talking to the personality in the head, and see what a difference it makes. The cosmic alignments are very auspicious over this energy period for others to hear you, the truth, and the compassion and the understanding. Now, coupled with the new moon, you could be feeling more internal right now. You're reassessing your life path. New moons do that. They bring us into the dark and the quiet of the soul. So close your eyes and meditate over this period. And that can just mean focusing on your breath, and being still and quiet and the space in between the breath where everything exists, where the flow is. Venus as well over the next day or so is moving behind the sun. So from our perspective here on Earth, we won't be able to see Venus anymore for several weeks, right through until late July. So she's no longer the morning star, she's invisible. And as the ancients would say, she's moved into the underworld. In late July, she will reappear again at dusk, rising in the east as our beautiful evening star. And of course, Venus, that planetary body that's such a hothouse, and we really intrinsically, cosmically, and soul level, we can really relate to its energy. It looks like a great star. It looks like the mothership when it's up in our skies, and particularly beautiful when it's the evening star, particularly if it's over the ocean and you can see it and you look at it and you think, what is that star? Well, it's the planet Venus. So for several weeks, we won't be seeing Venus. You'll be going within to soul, to commune with your worth and your value as a human throughout all of your lifetimes. So I would recommend that over the next few weeks, right from now until late July, that you delve into your spiritual studies. Really, the more esoteric, the better. So go to the ancient texts, the ancient books, all those that teach from the ancient ways. I've got some examples here. The beautiful Egyptian Book of the Dead, a beautiful Egyptian text that can really stir your remembrance. Wonderful book here, Journey of Souls. You may have read it. Case studies of life between life will answer so many questions for so many people. Beautiful time to be delving into this. Initiation by Elizabeth Heish. Classic book on past lives and recall, takes you back to ancient Egypt and really stirs remembrances of our lifetimes that we've experienced here on Earth and elsewhere. I've read that book several times over the years. The Kabbalion, Hermetic wisdom, Hermetic philosophies. So much of our New Age mind, body, spirit teachings come from Hermetic wisdom. The Hathor material. Love the Hathors, love anything to do, of course, with this. This is all related to Venus as well, and the ancient goddess Hathor from Egypt. You can tell that I love working with ancient Egypt. And if you haven't already got it, this beautiful text by none other than Elizabeth Peru, Cosmic Messengers. I've been receiving so many emails and messages from you of how the text in here really helps you when you just open to a page and it's exactly what you need to hear. So whatever it is for you, delve into it through this period. Interestingly, on June 8, it will be exactly 20 years since the first crossing of Venus transiting the sun. There was one in 2012 as well. They come in pairs, and that happened on June 5, actually yesterday. Back in 2012, but 20 years since that June 8, 2004 crossing the Venus transit across the face of the sun. Do you remember that day back in 2004? I do. It was an incredible feeling that we were here for something that only happens once in a lifetime. It doesn't happen again till the year 21, something or other. I can't remember it. But it was a once in a lifetime transit. It's the 20-year anniversary tomorrow. Venus is in our psyche right now, and that energy pulls you within to your value and your worth as a soul. So those topics could be strong in your life right now. Some questions that you wanted me to answer. Number one was all about manifesting, and the question is, why does it feel like I need clarity regarding my next steps? There's an impasse happening for a lot of people. You've done a lot of work already. As we said, we're at the 6/6 day of the year. We're almost halfway through the year. And it could feel like you are playing a waiting game right now. You want the next image to appear of what's coming next, your next life phase, but you can't quite see it yet. The vision hasn't formed fully. This is a concern of many people right now. But here's the thing, beautiful souls, that's as it should be right now. June is a month of integration, assimilation, harmonizing, stabilizing. You are meant to be going a little bit slower internally, reflecting, taking action steps each day, but your next life phase may not be entirely clear just yet. That's normal right now. That's to be expected. We have 2 more eclipses coming up this year in September and October. And so by around about July, so next month, you'll be preparing. So I will imagine that by July right through to October, these will be the next months of this year when your visions will start to formalize. You'll know what's coming next. You'll know your next steps. So don't worry too much if they're not entirely clear yet. Be patient. Work on your path each day. Quietly work away and trust that soul knows exactly where it's leading you and it's all working in alignment with the cosmos. Another one of your questions was, how do I know when I'm in the flow? And how do I get into the current of life? How do I get into that current of life? This was a hugely popular question. You'll know when you're in the flow because life meets you exactly where it's meant to. Everything you're thinking about comes to you. It's like a magnet without too much effort on your part. Well, seeming effort on your part, but actually you've been doing the work in the background of your life. What blocks the flow is this. If you are resisting anything, if anything is challenging you and you are not looking at it, you're running away from it, you are choosing to push it under the covers, that can block you from being in the flow. So to unblock the flow, I suggest you do this. Make a list of what most challenges you. Now, it could be a list of one thing, it could be 100 things, hopefully not 100. It might be 10, top 10, it could be 5. But think about that list and then look at it and think, well, which is the most challenging for me right now? What can't I face in my life right now, today? And because of that, I'm probably blocking my flow. Highlight it. And then my suggestion is, and my advice is, do something about that. Take action to move forward with what most challenges you. Now, there could be a myriad of ways of doing that. There's a lot of energetic steps you could take, a lot of physical steps you could take. Just acknowledging it out loud is huge. Not resisting it anymore, but face it. If there is someone in your life that you don't want to think about, maybe look at their photograph. Talk to them energetically. Let it go. Take steps to build bridges if you need to. It may not be with that person, it could be with others, it could be organizations, it could be your life, your career, your path, steps that you're holding back on and you know that you need to take in order for you to feel a life of meaning and reward. Whatever blocks you, dive into it because that's going to open up your flow and situations and people will come to you more smoothly. Try it, let me know how you go. And the third question that most of you wanted an answer on was, how do I protect myself at the moment from known sources and unknown sources? So there was a general feeling out there that you're getting on with your life quite nicely, but all of a sudden someone or something is throwing some sort of negativity at you and it throws you off course, catches you off guard or unaware, and then it can take a day or two to get back on track. Perhaps that's been happening to you. If that is happening, number one, I would suggest that you look at yourself first and say, where in my life right now am I actually feeling negativity towards someone or something? What am I negging on? What am I hating on? And we all do from time to time, from day to day. There's always something that the personality grabs onto as a reason and a cause for why you feel the way you do. Perhaps you watch television and you talk out aloud at it, being judgmental about what's going on in the world. We all have our opinions, and that's to be expected. But if you're not acknowledging that, that can sit in you and it can actually attract to you the very same energy. And it catches you unawares. You wonder why. You think I'm being positive and in the flow, but now I've got this negativity. So look for where it is actually coming from you to start with and then address it, clear it, acknowledge it, accept it, and watch that shift. What you can also do, and this is what I do very regularly as well, is make a statement out loud each day. Light a candle, light some incense, take some deep breaths in and out of the belly, up through the feet as well, down through the crown, and say, I call back my power from all time and space. Wherever it's been siphoned from my energy, I call it back up, shift it in the light. And so it is. And breathe it in and release. And say that every day with intent, because we do siphon out our energy, even when we're in a caring mode, empathic mode, sensitive souls. When we see something that really calls to our heart, our energy can actually leave us and we can feel a little depleted. So that, just that call and that acknowledgement, I find builds up the energy field beautifully. Also, acting on what challenges you, the best protection you could ever have, because you're ready, you're in the moment, you know that you're moving forward with your life and there's nothing that has a hold over you. Now, there's nothing like building up your energy field with that type of energy. All right, Radiant Souls, I trust that has assisted you. Come back into the replay. Watch it several times, because every time you'll hear more to your own story, more gets revealed as the layers and the consciousness elevates. I love you. Thank you for your light and your presence. As always, we'll connect every day, whether it's energetically, whether it's through the energy forecast for the tip off, whether it's through these online portals or just soul to soul. You're not alone. 2024 is an amazing year of light and progression for every soul on this planet. Trust and know in it. As always, we'll speak again very soon.